It's showtime. Hey Ryan, are you there?
Yes, Alan, how you doing, my friend? How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
Good, man. How's everything going over there on the East Coast?
It's all good. Actually, today I've been hacked. Yes, they
Hacked?
hacked. Yeah,
Well,
they
'cause
hacked the
you
mind
are
hacker.
you are the mind hacker. So,
Yeah, but
what happened?
so they hacked my WhatsApp. Somebody hacked my WhatsApp, and so if, by the way, if by any chance you got a message from me on WhatsApp with a code, with a 6-digit code or anything like that, please ignore it. Ignore it. Do not send it back to me because it's not really me. Yeah, it's a big thing. Apparently, it's more common than what you would think. But it happened to me, and now I don't have a WhatsApp. Yeah.
Gosh, sorry to hear that. Well, you can't just change your password or something simple.
Well, my account is locked for about 10 hours, so I have to wait. That's
All
what it
right.
is. Yeah, it is what it
Okay.
is. Well, we have
Sorry to hear
it's okay. Things happen, things happen. And today we have a great show. As always, we have an amazing entertainer, a magician. Mark Phillips is going to join us in a moment. And I would like to start actually with something that, Ryan, do you remember what's the first song that you played, the first song that you learned?
Yes, I mean, outside of some of the silly lesson book songs, the fake ones, the first song I ever learned was the theme from Charlie Brown, from the TV show from Peanuts. Yeah,
Ah, yeah. You played it, I think, a few shows ago, no?
I did. I played it for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
I like it.
So today I'm going to do something that it's not the first trick that I learned, but it's something that I learned like 20 years ago, and
Okay.
I still love to perform. It's been a while since I do it because in the past 10 years I'm focused on mentalism, magic of the mind, and this
Right.
has nothing to do with that. But it's one of the things, like in piano, that you have muscle memory.
Yes.
know? When you do something so many times. So
Yep.
this is also muscle memory. So let's give it a try. Let's give it a try.
Okay.
Actually, let me just adjust here the laptop so you can see my table. All right. Everybody should be able to see this. This is done with some coins. So I have here, these are four $half Kennedy $half. Some of you might be very familiar with them. Some of you never seen $1, and if there are kids, maybe they never seen a coin. Let's see here, because slowly they're disappearing. So 4 coins, 1 glass. There we go, and 1 table. Watch. We're gonna try it. This is all about penetration. Oh, come on, don't go there. This is a family show, okay? Observe right here. Watch. First one, right through. I'll do it again. Maybe next time I get some applauses or something, Yeah, if you like something, by the way, you can. There's a reaction on the bottom. You can go like this. I'll do it again. Maybe it was too fast. So let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's remove this one. Perfect. Excellent. There we go. 3 Kennedy $half. And there we go. Watch. Very slowly. Very, very slowly. There we go. It happened. Right through again. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again with only 1 coin. So let's remove this. Here, let's do it only with 1 coin. And some of you saying, you know what, Alan, what's in here? So let me just remove it actually. So you see, this is just a solid wood table. Okay, there we go. Let's do it with 1 coin. Right there. 1 glass. Right here. Are you ready? Yes. I'm not. Okay. Actually, this is the moment that, I really had to practice for so long to get this going. it is very difficult to do, and here is the big secret. So in order to avoid revealing the secret, I'm going to have to cover a little bit, okay? But just a little bit. I'm going to do it very slow, and I'm not wearing any sleeves. I know that it has nothing to do with sleeves, but people think about, you know, crazy things. So just in case, watch. There we go. A napkin goes on top, and pay attention. It's going to happen very, very fast. You can still hear the coin, okay? Pay very close attention to everything that I do. No, it's it's still there. I was just checking if you guys are checking, okay? It's still there. All right, I know some of you is like, hey, he just took it. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and oh, this time we had the glass going through. Thank you, I see. Switch the view, so you'll be able to see. There you go. You can see yourself. So on the bottom, there's reaction. It says reaction, so you can click there where it says reaction and put a reaction. Like you can put a thumbs up, or you can put a smiley face, like Eric just did. Wonderful, perfect. So this is how I know that you are.
I can't hear him. Only when he's on a certain camera.
It's all yours. We cannot hear you. I think that. There you go. Hello.
Okay. How's it going?
Wonderful. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing great. I actually couldn't hear your introduction. I don't know if that was just our connection or if it's the bigger connection, but wanted to let you know.
Okay, I think everybody else heard it. You guys heard it, yes? So I
Okay.
muted you before the show because you were making
Just
so
me.
much noise. So yes, so
Yeah.
it was only you. But
Got
it's
a
you
new
now.
puppy in the house,
It's yours.
so.
Okay, the puppy.
do.
All right, so the stage
Crazy.
is yours. I'll leave you to it. Go ahead, have fun with it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Well, it is a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to have an audience anywhere these days. That's the real truth. And I'd like to show you a couple of classics of magic. One of them truly an ancient classic of magic, a routine that goes back literally thousands of years to ancient Egypt. It uses these. Now, it's kind of hard to tell what they are right now, so let me separate them for you. These are cups. They're 3 little copper cups. They're all solid. They have a bottom on the inside, a top on the other side. I wouldn't want you to think I would use trapdoors or anything too unusual. It also gives me an opportunity to use a magic wand, which you don't often see these days. What I do is I tap that first little cup on the outer edge, and then I tap my fingertips, and I get this little baseball that appears and sits on top of cup number 1. This, by the way, is what happens if you put them in the dryer. I don't know if you knew that. They will actually shrink. Right, that's number 1. For ball number 2, I tap the cup, I spin twice, I tap my fingertips again, and I get a second ball, which sits on top of cup number 2. Now, again, it just kind of sits there. It doesn't do a whole lot unless you give it a squeeze. If you know how to give it a squeeze just right, it'll go through the cup. That's number 2. Of course, I need a third ball. I spin once. Line these up. I spin once, twice, 3 times for the third. Oh, sometimes it happens all by itself. Yeah, I didn't expect that the first time either. Now, the little balls, they actually vanish just as easily as they appear. If I give that first one a tap, it just kind of fades away at the fingertips. The second one goes just as easily. You'll see it in the fingertips, even a little bit longer than the first one. And then it just vanishes. The last one's the most difficult, though, because my sleeve is getting very full at this point. They actually don't go up the sleeves. They go back beneath the cups. You see, that's number 1, that's number 2, and that is number 3. Thank you very much. The only problem that I've found with the cups and balls is that it's a little confusing. I mean, there are so many things that you have to keep track of, and you have to listen to me, and I pretty much never shut up. So I'm going to simplify things a little bit at this point. I'll eliminate one of the cups. I'll eliminate one of the balls. That'll make it, oh, I will. I'll get rid of the ball. I wouldn't cheat you guys here watching very closely. 2 little cups and 2 little balls remain. A little tap and a little tap, and the balls switch places. They switch. But you guys are watching very closely. It's much more difficult when the camera doesn't blink, of course. It's much more impressive if I can get that ball to vanish from there, of course, and reappear there. You know what? I'm going to simplify it even more. I'll get rid of another ball. Actually, I'll get rid of both of them. I found, though, that if I put those 2 away, the middle cup comes back. If I put that ball away, the ball over here comes back. In fact, if I snap again, they both come back. But at this point, I'd love to give someone a chance to decide where they would like the little ball to appear. Usually, they'll pick number 1 or number 2. They rarely pick number 3. I'm not really sure why that is, but I found if I put that one away, that is a little bit difficult to fill, and that one is a little bit difficult to fill as well, and that one is a little bit difficult to fill because they already have the baseballs in them. Thanks. Thank you. Well, that, as I mentioned, is a classic going back centuries. I want to show you one that, well, it's a classic that probably goes back a little over half a century, back to Chicago. The magic scene in Chicago back then was mostly in bars, and it used a lot of close-up magic. It was a very pioneering location for close-up magic, and it used it used playing cards in this particular story too. Now, I call this the autobiographical card trick because it is actually a story, and it's a little bit about me. It's probably more than you have any interest in knowing about me, actually. I live in the Washington, D.C. area. That's what we say, the greater D.C. area. Now, I used to live right downtown in Washington, D.C., and I moved out a few years ago to a very, very nice suburb called Germantown. Now, the thing is, in D.C., if you move out of the city, even if you just move right across the district line, they won't let you keep your driver's license. You have to get a new one. And if you know anything about DC, you know that this is where we invented bureaucracy. So anytime you have to do anything with the motor vehicles division, it's going to be an ordeal. So what I did was I got up very early and I shuffled over to the DMV one day. I shuffled over. Okay. And when I got there, I noticed there was a big stack of applications for the driver's license on the table. And so I took my application. I also noticed there was one of those take a number things, kind of looks like a big red snail. So I took my number. My number was 86, which I'll never forget. God, that's weird. That was actually my number, 86. Look at that. Yeah. And I looked up to see what number they were on, who they were helping at that point. And it was only number 17, which is a really low number. 17. That's very low. Well, that actually means it's going to be a very long morning. And what I do in situations like this, usually someone will be here and I'll have them cut the deck. Since no one's here, I'm just going to dribble the cards a little bit, give them a little bit of a cut. And that'll represent the passing of time. Now, obviously, there was a lot of time to pass, waiting for them to get to 86 from number 17. And so in situations like this, what I do is I think about my family. Now, I come from a family of terrible, terrible drivers. Yeah, I don't know what it is. My mom, in fact, was such a bad driver that one day a police officer actually pulled up beside her car while she was driving so he could look inside and see why she was kind of weaving around. And what he saw was that my mom had her knees on the steering wheel and she was knitting as she drove. I know. And so he drives up right beside her and he gets on his speaker and he goes, "Pull over, pull over." And my mom said, "No, it's a scarf. It's a scarf." Knitting humor there. Anyway, about that time they called my number. And so I went up to the window and I said, "Oh, hi, I have my 2 forms of identification. I have my 3 proofs of residence and I have my $45. Can I get my driver's license?" And the woman said, "No." I said, "Well, wait a second, why not?" She said, "Well, see, I just checked the documents. The cashier is actually the next line over." So I got in the next line behind these 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that were standing there. I actually thought they were a little bit overdressed, but I got in line behind them anyway. And when I got up to the counter, there was another one of those take a number things. And so I did. And my number, amazingly enough, was 86 again. It's 86. And I looked up to see what number they were on, and they were only on number 17 too. It's going to be a long afternoon, I guess. All right, well, let some more time pass, another cut. And this time I thought about my dad. Now, my dad, at least as bad a driver as my mom. In fact, one day he was driving home. It was on the Beltway. That's the big highway that we have that goes all the way around Washington, D.C. And my mom called him up and she said, "Dear, are you driving on the Beltway right now?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I am. Why do you ask?" And she said, "Well, I'm listening to the radio, and they just said on the radio there's a crazy guy driving the wrong direction." And my dad said, "A crazy guy? There's thousands of them." See, my dad. Anyway, about that time they called my number. I went up to the window. I said, "Hi, I have my 2 forms of ID and my 3 proofs of residence." I just showed her over there. "Here's my $45. Can I get my driver's license?" And this woman said no too. I said, "Well, wait a second, why not?" She said, "Well, you still have to do the eye test. The eye exam, that's the vision exam. It's in the next line over." So I got in the next line behind these 1, 2, 3, 4 women that were standing there. Again, I thought they were just a little overdressed for the DMV. I got in line behind them, got up to the counter. I took my number. Yeah, apparently my number is 86 today. I looked up to see what number they were on. They were only on number 17 too. It's officially the longest day of my life. One last family member to think about. That's my brother. Now, my brother is not just a bad driver. I'm sorry to have to admit this, but my brother's an idiot too. It's true. He was driving home and a police officer suspected he might have been drinking. Now, this is a serious thing. And so the officer pulled my brother over, went up to his window, he knocked on it, and he said to him, "Sir, I need to give you a breathalyzer test." And my brother, again, not a smart guy and not a smart decision here, he said, "Oh, I can't do that." The officer said, "What are you talking about, sir?" My brother said, "Well, see, I have asthma. It's very severe. I might have an attack and I would die." The officer was not amused. He said, "Sir, I'll give you a blood alcohol test." And my brother, again, not very smart, he said, "Oh, I can't do that either." He said, "Why not?" My brother said, "Well, I have hemophilia. It's very rare, but I might die." Now the officer was really unhappy. He said, "Sir, get out of your car and walk on this straight line right here." And my brother said, "Oh, I can't do that either." He said, "Why not?" My brother said, "Because I'm really drunk." Not a smart guy, my brother. I think I mentioned that. Oh, I did take the eye test right about then. 2020. It's the eye test 2020. So I said, "All right, I've got my 2 forms of ID. I've got my 3 proofs of residence. I've got my $45. Can I please get my license?" Now, I thought this woman was going to say no because, they all had. But it turns out she lived in Germantown, the town I lived in. Yeah, I know she lived in Germantown because she said 9999. Germantown. She said, "You still need to get your picture taken." So I got in line behind these 4 guys. They were all named Jack. It was the weirdest coincidence. I took my number. It was, 86. I looked up to see what number they were on. And that's how I know a driver's license is actually worth a lot more than 2 forms of ID, 3 proofs of residence, and $45. And that's my story. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Now you cannot hear me. Now you hear me. Okay.
Now I hear you.
That was great. That was great. Thank you so much, Mark. Hey, can you stay with us a little more?
Sure, absolutely.
And for those of you who want to find out more about you, we are happy to put a link here in the chat for your website. You still have your dual magic
Yep,
duel?
the Magic Duel. That's the show that we do for the public. Hopefully it'll be live again soon in the Washington, D.C. area. And we are doing some virtual shows now too through the Forum Virtual Theater.
Very good. All right. So we put the link here for the Magic Duel. It's right here in the chat, so you guys can check it out. Thank you, Mark. Stay with us. We're playing a game every week. It's called Liars Club. Are you familiar with it?
Okay. I am. I've been on some cruise ships that have done that on stage.
Okay, so let's give it a try. Ryan, let me just hold on. Let's put the three of us here. Let me see. There we are. Beautiful. Hey, Ryan.
Hello. Mark, that was absolutely incredible.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I love listening to you as well.
Oh,
Big
I appreciate
admirer
that.
of Pianist. You've
good
got an Oscar
storytelling.
Peterson touch to me. Real great finger work.
Thank you very much. But it's just so nice to watch a master like you manipulate those cards. I mean, I can't imagine the practice involved. I mean, I can only equate it to what it would take to learn an instrument like this, you know? So
Yeah, absolutely.
how great.
I agree.
All right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Mark. When you speak, I think we hear a little shh. Do you hear it also in the Zoom? Yes. So I think there's like maybe a loose cable on your side or something you have to plug a little bit better, something with your microphone. We hear, when you speak, we hear yeah?
Okay. Let me take a quick look.
Okay, take a quick look. We're going to start the game. Ryan, in the meantime, would you like to tell our audience, those that just joined for the first time, how's the game? How do we play it? Give them a little bit of the instructions.
Oh, yes, of course, the Liars Club. So this is also known as Two Lies and a Truth. And basically the premise is Alan's going to give us a word, a very uncommon word, a word that most people wouldn't know or has probably never heard in their entire life. And we're going to each give you a definition of that word, and you are going to guess who is telling the truth and who is full of it, baloney. So
All right.
what kind of word do we have today, Alan?
So today, the word of the day is, we are up to the letter P. Every week it's a new letter. So today we have, that's the word right there. Do you know how to say that word? Because I'm not an expert in English, as you can imagine.
Yeah, so that's pedarchy. Not to be
Pedarchy.
confused with malarkey. Yeah, that's pedarchy.
Okay. And Mark, how would you pronounce it?
I would actually pronounce it pediarchy.
Pediarchy. Pediarchy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We still hear your but you're gonna have to choose your words. But all right.
Okay.
All right. So let's start. Ryan, what is your definition? What the meaning of pediarchy?
So pedarchy is actually a medical term, and it's for a specialist who's in the pediatric field that specializes in feet. So a lot of people go to the podiatrist, but this is a specific skill set where the podiatrist only works on the feet of children. So it's a children's foot doctor, basically. So it's a medical specification that deals with children's feet and feet issues.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
so that's your definition. I think
that's absolutely the right one too.
Ah, forget it.
Okay.
Somebody's
Actually,
got sound effects. Okay.
well, we're improving here. We're getting some sound effects.
Yeah.
Actually, Ryan, you were close. It has to do with it has to do with feet. Okay, it has to do with feet, definitely. But it's a condition of the feet. Those people that have like an overarching, like a big arch in their feet. So that's a condition, and that's how it's called, pediarchy. So that's it's a condition.
So
I actually
so if-
suffered when I was a kid. I
Go ahead.
suffered from the opposite, from flat foot. So this would be the opposite of that.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's why I know about it, because I went a lot to the doctor, and he explained to me, and I had flat foot, and the opposite was a pediarchy, and I remember him specifically saying it in Hebrew, which I'm not going to get into the Hebrew word right now.
Yeah, don't confuse us.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Mark, go ahead. You can try to speak, or you can do it with sign language.
I'll try and speak in very short sentences. Now, hierarchy has to do with leadership. A hierarchy is the order of leadership. And the prefix petty is not discussing feet. It's actually discussing children, as was alluded to earlier. Pediatric doctor is one who deals with children. So a hierarchy is actually government that is led by children.
Okay, so I will try. I will try to figure out what you said between the words, and if you can, I don't know if you can, but maybe you can just switch to the built-in mic, to the built-in mic of your computer. That would be great. But but what I think that you said is that it has to do with hierarchy and with government, and basically some kind of a governed by children. Is that what it is? It has to do also with children.
Can you hear me better now?
We hear you horrible. Really horrible. But we heard you good during the show, so that's what counts, okay? We heard you great during the show. Maybe your batteries are running out or something. So here's what you sent me. Government by children. Would that be correct? Just nod your head. Perfect. A thumbs up. Good. Government by children. So these are the options. Let's run the poll, and you will decide who's telling the truth and who's full of it. Let's launch the poll here. There you go. You can try and vote now. Let's see here. There you go. So we're improving here. You can see it live right now. The votes. Okay, wow. A lot of people believe Mark. Maybe because he sounded so bad, they just believed him. Or maybe some of them, okay. Nobody's believing me. That's not nice. Okay, so we have only 3 voted for me, 20 voted for Mark, and 5 for you. So we have 28 out of 51 that voted. Only 54% voted. So come on, guys, vote. It appears on your screen. Just hit, you need to choose one of the 3 options, and that's it. Go ahead, do it. We're waiting here for a little bit more. There we go. We're getting more votes in. There. Ryan, you are catching up a little bit with Mark. I'm way behind. There's a big difference. Normally, in many shows, it's very, very close, but definitely today, apparently, you either knew or didn't know at all the word, and we're going to figure out in a moment. So, is it done? 33 of you, 64% voted. You can vote now. I'm going to end the poll in a second. So, 1, 2, and there you go. We got another vote in from me. Thank you very much. So it was probably my mom or somebody that loves me. Ryan, you voted for yourself, no?
No, I wouldn't have done that.
Okay, because that's not fair. I did not vote. Okay. All right. So let's share the poll here. You can see it right there on the screen. Perfect. So the results are A, Ryan, 9 people believed you, only 5 believed me, and 21 of you believed Mark. Wow. And I wonder, is there a government in the world that is governed by children? Well, I don't know, but definitely there are many governments that do childish things, that's for sure. So the answer is...
You won!
You got it right. You got it very right. Yes, Mark. It is governed by children. Most of you are right this time. You won. Okay, we cannot get you every time, but that was pretty good. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Wonderful. Mark, I really appreciate you joining us. And please keep coming to the show. You're very talented. You're a great storyteller, funny. Really enjoyed your show. And your sound was perfect during the show. So just so you know. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right. See you.
All right.
Okay, Ryan. Exciting,
Archie,
exciting.
huh?
Good stuff. Yeah, well, we
You
have
know,
a very
I think
smart
everybody
audience.
must have known that word. That's too many votes to, and that went quick too. They were right in there. So I've never heard
Yeah.
that word. I think
Yeah.
I need to read the
If
dictionary.
you knew that word from before, put it in the chat. I would love to know if you knew that word. You know, if you can put it there. You know, I'm interested to know because there are a lot of smart people here, and also English is not my first language. But you didn't know it either, and Mark didn't know that word before I gave it to him. So I don't know. Anyways, hey, I wanted to ask all of you at home, and we discussed it last week, but there's a lot of new people here, and we're just interesting because we are improving the show every day, and we are planning on maybe switching the time, Ryan. Also for you, it's going to be better, no?
Yeah, it's better for me. You know, I'm a night owl, so this is breakfast time over here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So we were thinking of switching it maybe to 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. So we will put one more poll, and because your input is so important. By the way, if you're joining us on YouTube or on Facebook Live, by the way, you can also comment and put what you think over there, because we are also on Facebook and YouTube Live, and you can then rewatch the shows, or if you miss something or you want to watch something again, you can definitely do that. And I'm looking here at the comments from YouTube. So first of all, let's do the poll. Everybody launch the poll. There we go. And let me know what is the good time for you. Okay, is it 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern time? Okay. Perfect. And yeah, and by the way, we have also a new website. I'm about to show you in a moment. Ryan, did you have a chance to check out the new website?
Yeah, you did an excellent job on that website. Good job. Now, is that your skill set? Are you programming web pages now, or
No,
did you just design it and let some poor web designers suffer through the details?
Yeah. I just paid
okay.
somebody, and that's
a better way.
I cannot do everything. Yeah, definitely. All right. So according to you, same as last week, most of you apparently prefer 7 p.m. If you didn't vote, please vote. I would love to know your input because that helps us to improve. So 13 of you are preferring 7 p.m., which I think it's going to be, that's what's going to happen. So next week is going to still be 5 as normal, and after that we might start doing it at 7 p.m. So let me show you real quick the new website, because from there you'll be able to register from now on, and it's already working, it's already active. So I want to just show you real quick so you are familiar with it. Let me see here where I prepared that. Let me see. Hold on. Perfect. So here's a new website. You can see it right there. Beautiful app. We can put a comment there. Yeah. So all you need to do for this is there's a button right there on the bottom that says for the tickets. So if you click there, it's going to take you directly to where you can get the tickets. You see right here, you can register for the events. And you can scroll to the side and see the next events and so on. And you can only just also scroll down, and that's going to work. So you can just scroll down, and here you can see about me, Ryan. Ryan, you switch your headphones, huh?
Yeah, I just switched over. Hope that's okay.
We hear myself double, but just a little something and everything changes. Look at Ryan here. Look, Ryan was 5 years old probably in this photo. We have to change that. We are still a work in progress.
I don't know where you even got that picture, Alan, but it's a blast from the past. I got to get my PR team on that for you.
Okay. All right, and here is where you can also watch previous episodes, so you have everything to watch. Here is when you registered. So please keep it in mind. We will start using this website very, very soon. It's already actually working. All you have to do is just go to alanchamo.com.
right. Thank you, Alan. I did. I switched over to the... it's a complicated situation going on here with mixers and wires and laptops and iPhone and iPads. So I hope you can still hear me okay.
Hear you perfect.
We're going to start with one of my favorite Latin American songs. This is a beautiful song. It's called Penelope. It's a song I often use as the introduction to my show. So if you guys ever have the chance to see my live concerts, this is one of my favorite openers. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate that. Yeah, a little Penelope. Oh, that's so what? Great. You know, I want to play something a little more contemporary for you. There's a wonderful band out there called Maroon 5, and I know we got some Maroon 5 fans watching today. Well, they had a very big hit with this next song several years ago. It's a great song. It's called This Love. Here we go. thank you very much, Maroon 5 fans out there. Very nice. We're going to get a bigger applause on the sound effects next time. Maybe a small stadium of applause next time. All right, Alan, thanks a lot. Want to finish it here
I'll work
tonight.
on that. I'll work on that.
Yeah, man. You know, we all love rock and roll, and some of my favorite music is 50s and 60s rock and roll, so I put together a collection of some of my favorites, and even though it's early in the day, I'm going to try to sing a couple for you. So all you 50s and 60s fans out there, here we go. You shake my nerves and you ride on my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, oh what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I laughed at love cause I thought it was funny. You came along and moved me, honey. I changed my mind, this love is fine. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me baby, ooh, feels good. Hold me baby, I wanna love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I'ma tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. I twist my nails, I twiddle my thumb. I'm in nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, you drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Good God, I miss Molly. Choke out a ball. A good God, I miss Molly. Show how to ball. Oh, when you're rocking and a rolling, I don't hear your mama call. From the early, early morning to the early, early night, saw Miss Smalley rocking at the House of Blue Light. A good God, I miss Smalley. Show how to ball. Oh, when you're rocking and a rolling, I don't hear your mama call. Baby, whole lot of shaking going on. I said, come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. I ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on. I said, come on over, baby, we got chicken in the barn. Who's born up on my barn? Come on over, baby, we got the bull by the horn. I ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on. Shaking, baby, shaking, shaking, baby, shaking. Whole lot of shaking going on. One more time. Split splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night. A rubber dub just relaxing in the tub, all thinking everything was alright. Well, I jumped out the tub, put my feet on the floor, wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door. And in a split splash, jumped back in the bath. I was on, I know there was a party going on. Christian and a splashing, a moving and a grooving. I was a reeling with the feeling. Bing bang, I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room. Flip flop, they was doing the pop. All the teens had the dancing bug. It was a lollipop with a Peggy Sue. You gotta Miss Molly was even there too. And then a split splash, forgot about the bath. When I put my dancing shoes on, dancing and a splashing. I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room. A flip-flop, they was doing the bop. All the teens had the dancing bug. It was a lollipop with a Pegasus. We called it Miss Molly was even there too. And then a sweet splash, forgot about the bath. Went in for my dancing shoes on. Dancing and a splashing, I'm moving and a grooving. Grooving the feeling. All right.
Wow.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thanks for having me, everybody. I appreciate that.
Amazing. You should check the chat. It's on fire. It's on fire.
Oh, you guys, too nice. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Please join us next week. Same time, we have an amazing magician, Danny Archer. Very, very funny magician, actually. Thank you for joining. Ryan, take it away.
All right, everybody. Bye-bye.